Yes, people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Blues Fan TV. I hope you guys are keeping well. Big shout out to everyone that has already logged in, that have already subscribed to the channel. If you have not yet subscribed, guys, please go and hit the subscribe button, and let's keep growing as a family. I'm just saying a big thanks to everyone that has been supportive on this channel. The last few months has been very, very challenging, but God has stepped up for us, and of course, we just have to keep moving forward, doing what we really, really like to do. Making sure the voice of the Chelsea fan are heard on this channel and a lot more. And like I said, you guys has been the backbone of this channel. I do really appreciate your views, your likes, your comments, and of course every other way that you've been making a huge impact to support me on this channel. I want to say I pray to the God Almighty to bless you, and of course answer your secret prayers as well. So guys, tonight we're gonna be talking about Burnley versus Chelsea this weekend. I mean, game week 12, another fixtures, another away game that we will be desperately going into this game to look for a 3 point. I mean, a 3 point, a very much needed 3 point, to be honest. I think we've been we've been awful going to away game this season. We've managed to misuse our opportunity this season. We've really done some bad business away from home. We started this business against Brentford. We went to Brentford. We sold it out, to be honest, to me, because that game should have been one of those games where you just pick up your 3 point and just say bye bye to Brentford. But at the end of the day, at the dying minute, we couldn't just keep it. We we bottle it at the middle you know uh, of the game, and of course, the dying minute we draw against Brentford. Another disgraceful away game into Manchester United, where the aim and high. You were looking at Chelsea. Come on, let's go to Old Trafford. Let's get a point out of this game. But unfortunately, we bottled it again. Red card from the start of the game killed everything, and yeah, we couldn't secure a point at Old Trafford. Another away game that looks like we bottled was, if I'm right, the away game against Karabakh that we play, in Champions League. I was expecting a clear-cut 3 point from Chelsea, but disappointing. We couldn't. We just couldn't. We just couldn't make it happen. That sort of games sometimes makes you feel like, bro, what's going on? Am I still watching that Chelsea that won World Club Cup last season? Chelsea that smashed Conference League against Real Betis and all these things. So, but it is a season. It is the season. Obviously, you definitely will be expecting ups and down, ups and down. But it's another game away to Burnley, and I feel like this game is not gonna come easy. You when you look at it, when you look at situation of Burnley at the moment, you definitely know that these guys will be rooting for a 3 point, because uh, when you look at the recent performance of Burnley, they've not been really great. They've lost a couple of points, and they want to regain their strength back. That's just the secret. They want to find that football club that's gonna come down and play less, and they're gonna get their point from it. And the biggest threat right now is that Chelsea has been that football club whereby these small clubs takes massive advantage of us, especially when we desperately should have win. And that's what happened against Brentford. A lot of people this season were saying, come on, Brentford might probably be going on relegation or something this season. But at the end of the day, we went to Brentford and it was a different story for us. It was a total different story for us. So to me, I feel like it's just another game whereby we need to be careful. We need to look into it and say, come on, we've got to bring something out of this game. And obviously, to me, I feel like when you look at the Brentford side, you definitely feels like Brentford don't really have something to. They don't really have a lot to lose in this game because uh, we had this football club that we have a lot of players going into international break, you know. But for Burnley, I don't really realistically think Burnley has, a couple of players on international break. I feel like, they've got 2 weeks to get ready for this game, and that's where the toughness is gonna come in because for us as a Chelsea, it's gonna be difficult because we've got almost all the first team on international breaks, playing for their country. But at the end of the day, I still believe that we are Chelsea. We are used to this atmosphere. We are used to this sort of pressure. So that shouldn't be a problem for us going into that game on Saturday. So let's deep dive into the recent record against Burnley. To be honest, when you look at this record, you feel so much confidence and comfortable that we should be getting a win tomorrow on Saturday against Brentford. So our last 5 games against Brentford, the one in 2020, 2021, hands 2-0 at home to Chelsea. The next one came in, same Premier League game came in 2021, 2022. We draw at Stamford Bridge, you know. And the next one came in at 2021, of course, 2022 Premier League season, whereby we won 4-0 at Turf Moor. And the one that come next to it is 4-1 again. I mean, we've won, let's say we've won one, two, three, we've won 3 games and we've drawn 2 games against Burnley in the last 5 games. And we've scored, I think, about, if I'm quite right, uh, we've scored quite good goals against Burnley recently. So let me have a look again and see if I'm correct with my analysis. But according to what I'm seeing here, I think we've really done well recently, scoring about 17 to 18 goals against Burnley. Which to me that's a massive confidence. That's a massive confidence going into this game, because sometimes we all know football is all about records. It's all about recording, like it's all about record. Past records are always coming back in football, and especially when against all these small clubs and all, it's always something very big to me. So I feel like we've scored a lot of goals against Burnley recently. So we should be able to go through Burnley this Saturday. So, but my concern is hopefully there won't be too much of fatigue because you're coming back from international break, which to me is another big obstacle, for the boys. But realistically, I feel like we've had very good international break. With the like of Estival, scoring 2 goals for Brazil. Who else? Malgusto, 2 assists, scored a goal that was ruled out as well. So I personally believe that it's gonna be a very interesting game. It's gonna be another game whereby you go into and say, come on, let's get a 3 point. So let's talk about I mean Burnley recent form. So for Burnley, they've been a little bit shaky recently. They've not really get things right. I think in the last 5 matches, they've only managed to win one, two. Yeah, they've only managed to win 2 games in 5. So their last 5 games was Aston Villa. They lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. They won against Leeds. I think that's the biggest win for them. 2-0 against Wayne. They won against Wolverhampton as well. Away to Wolves, they won 3-2 away to Wolves. And against Arsenal at home, they lost 2-0. Away to West Ham, which is their last game, they also lost to West Ham 3-2. But the reality is, when you look at these teams, you remember they came back into the Premier League 2 years ago with company. They were very very strong, and of course they gave us a massive hard time, to be honest, especially at Stamford Bridge. So this is something that we need to look into. I think they draw us at Stamford Bridge. We won at Toughmore 4-1 or something. So that's another thing to look into. I feel like we shouldn't be too much comfortable. Oh, sorry, guys. We shouldn't be too much comfortable going into these guys. And we look at Burnley, the way they play this season, they might have not be getting it right, but they look like that kind of a team that you can never look down into. They've got the likes of Walker in the team. They've got Twanzebe from DR Congo. They've got, of course, some quite few players from Chelsea as well. Remember, they bought Amadou Broja from us. They bought Ugochukwu from us as well, which these guys have been really doing well, except from Amadou Broja. I think Ogochukwu has been one of their most prolific players this season as well. So we can't definitely look down on this game. So I feel like it's another game whereby we need to go into, make sure that we are very very composed. The mentality must be high on Saturday, and of course it's an early game as well, which to me I feel like is one of the problem, because you don't want to come back from international break and quickly jump into early games in Saturday. But overall, I feel like it's gonna be another good game for us to win. And when you look at Chelsea, for us, our last 5 games has not been really good enough. Um, we played Sunderland at home. We lost 2-1. That game, I don't want to talk about it because it's one of the most provoking game this season. To be honest, one of the most provoking game this season. For me, I feel like we need to do better. We need to do better. And we went down to Wolves in FA Cup. Sorry, we went down to Wolves in EFL Cup. We won 4-3. We scaled through that one. Spurs, we gave in massive performance. We won 1-0, and disappointing to Karabag, 2-2 draw. And the last one again against Wolves, we won 3-0. So these are the results whereby you look into and you feel like what's gonna happen against Burnley. What's gonna happen against Burnley? Are we gonna, prove ourselves right? Are we gonna get back into the track? And to me, I feel like this is the right time for us not to, uh, 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 not to wonder again, because you desperately need these 3 points. You desperately need these 3 points. This is the point whereby you don't want to drop. I mean, this is the time whereby you don't want to drop a point. You want to keep getting closer to that top. I mean, top four. And that's why this game, to me, I feel like it's another game whereby we just need to go into that game and get a 3 point, because at the end of this game, coming on is I mean, Barcelona and Arsenal, very very tough games, very very tough games. So if you don't get a win against Burnley, there's a problem, because of course we don't know what's gonna happen against Arsenal, Barcelona and Arsenal. So to me, I feel like it's that game whereby we need to start, gelling into the momentum, make sure that something, prolific definitely comes out from these results, from this game. So, and one more thing to talk about is, let's talk. I think we've talked about how we manage our away game this season. We've talked about the recent form, Burnley recent form, Chelsea recent form. Now let's talk about what we do need to expect from this game. I mean, from Maresca going into this game, I feel like he just need to be, focused and start thinking about how to stabilize the squad into games. I think all Chelsea fan at this point is tired of rotation. We're tired of this rotation. We need to do something better. I mean, we need to start, looking into having a full starting XI going into Premier League game. That's where my problem with Maresca is this season. We goes into games with different selections, which has really affected us this season, which makes us not consistent, because when players are not playing together week in week out, it's a big and massive problem for I mean, for the whole team. So guys, uh, that's my match preview for Chelsea versus Burnley. Let me know what you guys think about this game. Do you think we're gonna, sleep through easily, or do you think it's gonna be a tough game? We've talked about the recent form, Chelsea recent form, and of course Burnley recent form, and the head-to-head in the recent years against Burnley. So let me know what you think about this head-to-head, this statistics. Please drop your comments, drop your likes, drop your shares, and of course, let's keep growing as a family. Like I said earlier, I really do appreciate you guys a lot, and I will see you on to the next one. Peace and love.